Alright, welcome to day 2 of the Unit 5 Government Assessment. You have multiple materials on Classroom for this portion, unlike yesterday where it was just a single page. You have this video to guide you for a repeat of instructions. You've got a response page that is your unique page. It's going to reference you just back to this video and to a rubric and to respond to a prompt. So there's really not much there for you to work with on that response page. I'm expecting you to just write there. The topics themselves, this is where you'll probably be spending most of your time. You have scenarios like the ones we practiced in class. For example, for situation 1, Mary Beth Tinker, our 13-year-old junior high school student, December 1965. She and a group of students decide to wear black armbands to school to protest the war in Vietnam. The school board gets wind of the protest and passed a preemptive ban. When Mary Beth arrived at school on December 16th, she was asked to remove the armband and was then suspended. 4 other students were suspended as well, including her brother John Tinker and Chris Eckhart. The students were told they could not return to school until they agreed to remove their armbands. The students returned after Christmas break without armbands, but in protest they wore black clothing for the remainder of the school year. So the prompt that you would then discuss would be, how could Mary Beth defend her right to wear her armband? Could the state, as in the school board, argue that it had a right to suspend Mary Beth based on the Constitution? What is your opinion on this issue? Now, you don't have to do situation 1. There are 11 of these scrolling all the way down, all of them tying back to different amendments. I highly suggest taking your time reading through a few of these and finding one that you find particularly interesting, rather than just jumping on the first one because it's the first one. The rubric itself is pretty simple. I want to see you using the Constitution to defend or show reasoning for both or multiple sides of the situation. These are court cases that made it all the way to the Supreme Court, and it shows that these amendments are more complicated than just agreeing with one side than the other. So I want to see how lawyers from different perspectives would argue this Constitution. To reference for the Bill of Rights, you've got the Bill of Rights Institute rather than a hard copy from me, definitely a benefit of the online experience. Each amendment in order 1 through 10. I'm not giving you the other 17 that would be available if we were using the full 27 to argue each side. Use the text of the Constitution, as in those first 10 amendments, to do well on this assessment. If you're just stating an opinion and not showing me any evidence from the Constitution, you're looking at a 1 or a 2. The Constitution and using this Bill of Rights link is critical to raising your score to a 3 or a 4. This is being assigned on a Friday, but I won't start grading it until Monday. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me.